Hey y'all.
Lena, did you get the heart back?
Welcome to my book signing at Everett and Jones. Saw it over there to. Okay, this was video, but yeah, let me. Oh, BEA.
For those of you who don't know, I am Paula Welsh, a friend of Denise, and she asked me to turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. That's it? Did I do? Are we doing something back there? Okay, so she asked me to come today and just share a few comments with you about her. So before I get into that, so I'm going to be your official, unofficial MC. I'm going to be your MC today. So before we do that, oh, there you go. I want to bring up our host. This is Miss Dorothy King Jernigan. Thank you, Dorothy, for having us. So let's just ask Dorothy for a few comments.
Thank you, Miss Paula.
He said Jernigan.
I know. Welcome, everybody. A few of you had an opportunity to see me in action this morning.
Praise God.
And I bet you will agree that this is a hard job. I had to literally move the dumpsters, 2 of them, to get a parking. You know what I'm talking about, right? Then I had to go to the store, get down here, and it was worth it. It was worth it. Oh, I forgot, after last night, after leaving out of here at 1 a.m. in the morning, and then back up, it was worth it, Denise. I'd like to welcome, first of all, everybody here today. I am so honored to host such a lovely event that I would cherish and remember. I have a lot of memories in here, but this is one. Just like that, well, Barry Gordy is kind of. Yeah, he's up there, but you're up there too. And matter of fact, she always tells me that I inspire her, but she inspired me. And I almost was her mother-in-law. I have to say that. But I love her like she's my daughter. And this is a proud moment. I remember when Paula and I said we wanted to host this event. It just thrills us that we had this opportunity. And I just told you these colors, I just love these colors. I really love the colors. And a little bit about the book, part that I have read, because that's what we're here today. Rags to Real Estate. Some of us got some stories about rags, and I know mine comes from owning this business for rags, and it does. And I'm just proud to be a part of this, Denise, because it's real. When I got to the first chapters, I knew what you were talking about. and I can't wait to finish. So I'd like to welcome everybody, and please enjoy yourself, and do come back. And I might take you up, where's she at, on her, doing a brunch again. Where is she? I don't see her. Oh, there she is, okay. I might take you up Allen Temple on a brunch again.
We can do that. We can do that. Let's talk about that. Okay, Captain. I'd like to bring up Reverend Harry right now to share a few comments about Denise and the book and the whole experience. So let's welcome Reverend Harry.
You know, there's some people that you meet who have a way of just touching your life and changing the direction of your life, even after you've just known them a short time. And sometimes they change your life in big ways, and sometimes in smaller ways. When I sat down to eat today, I thought about one of the ways that Deacon Denise Smith has changed my life lately in a smaller way. She's always after me about what I eat. So she has me on this thing called the 21-day challenge. So since the first of the month, I have not had any fried food, any red meat, or any sugar. But I came in here today and looked at those barbecue ribs, and my first thought, and that sauce, and I love your food, I've eaten it for years. And then I sat down with the chicken, and then the sister said, oh, let me go get you some lemonade. Just instinctively, I said, oh, thank you very much. When she sat it down next to me, I said, oh, one more day left, can't drink that. But we're here today to celebrate somebody who has touched all of our lives in some way. God has uniquely blessed us with her presence. Years ago, the Reverend Dr. J. Alfred Smith Sr., who is the pastor emeritus of Allen Temple Baptist Church, he and I worked together on a book. And so he would bring me up here, and they would put me up at the Hilton Hotel. And one afternoon, he called me, and his late wife, Miss Joanna Smith, was living then. And he said, Reverend Harry? He said, me and Sister Smith want to take you out to lunch. And I have somebody I want you to meet. And that person was Deacon Denise Smith. And so later on, she began to tell me that she wanted to write a book about her life. And I remember one day she picked me up and we went out to dinner to a salad place. And so she got out of the car, and I looked at her, and she had a long fur coat on and a diamond ring. And I'm a hood preacher. So I got on jeans. I said, man, I don't know how I'm going to help this lady. But just making a long story short, Deacon Denise, I was honored to work with her on this book. She's had a fascinating journey. And she spoke last night for young inner city kids, and you should have seen their eyes sparkle because they understood that there was hope to come up from the hood, even if you had a tough background.
All right.
So that's all I want to say. I'm going to let Deacon Denise say the large portion because we've come to hear her and her story. But if you're here to celebrate Denise Elnora Smith, ordained deacon of Allen Temple Baptist Church, cornerstone of Oakland, California, would you please stand on your feet, and give a hearty amen and an applause.
All right. Before I bring Denise up, I'm going to tell you all a little story that you don't know about Denise. My husband and I, well, before I go there, we have some guests in the house, Dorothy. We have Prophetess Sonia and Pastor Tammy in the house from Alabama, visiting us here in Oakland. Welcome, I'm glad to see you all. Meet our church. Meet our church, Allen Temple, in the house. So before I bring Denise up, I have to tell you this, Shirley. My husband and my family and I moved down here from Washington, D.C. in 1981, and we lived in San Francisco. And I was out exploring the hood one day, and I saw this young lady, and I said,
Oh, how are you? My name is Paula Welch. How you doing? She said, what's your name? My name is Denise. You work around here? Yes. I work right here. I'm a clerk in the bank. Oh, so, okay, that's nice. So, Denise and my daughter Nikki and I became best friends, the three of us. And so everybody used to say, is Denise your daughter too? And I used to go, yeah, that's my daughter too. Well, that was in 1981. On about 2000, they said, is that your daughter too? And I thought, no. She is too old now to be my daughter. I have to say, no, that's my cousin. That's my sister. But no, I'm not going to say that's my daughter. So one day, you know, we have been friends since 1981. And I started to mentor Denise, and she became family. And so one Sunday, we were hanging out, and I said, you go to church today? And she goes, yeah. And I said, well, what church did you go to? What was it, Denise? Saint what? What was the name of it?
It was called Unity Baptist Church. I mean, actually Unity Methodist Church at the time.
No, it was a Catholic church.
Oh.
The other one.
Oh, All
Olive?
Hallows.
Alhala? Did I say it right?
All Hallows.
Alhala, okay. And I said, oh, that's nice. I said, Catholic church, yes. And I said, well, what'd you guys talk about? What was your lesson today? And she shifted from foot to foot, and she said, I'm not sure. I said, well, just, what was the message? What was the word? I'm not sure. Well, are you Catholic? Yeah. So that went on, and I said, okay, next Sunday, I want you packed up, shined up, brushed up, and I'm picking you up to go to church. And I brought Denise to Allen Temple, and she has been with us ever since. I've been there 31 years. How long, Denise, you been there? How many years now? 30. So we have been with Allen Temple for 31 years. Isn't that wonderful? Let's give her a hand clap. So I just had to share that story because you could not tell me what y'all talking about. All right. So let's bring up Denise, the lady of the hour. You want to show the video again?
How you doing? I'm so proud of Denise. I wouldn't miss him, even though I just left my own event 5 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Pastor Tammy, how are you doing on the ribs? Oh, you chipping. Excellent. So we're going to do a commercial for Everett Jones while we're waiting. Best top barbecue restaurant of the hour. And I've asked her to read a little bit from her book. So look, Denise, I'm going to put that in the stand for you. Is that low enough? Give me some.
Please give Paula a hand, please. All my life is work. I've been working since I was 14, and it's really what I know to do, and that's what I feel comfortable doing. So the main reason is this piece of the book, I feel, which is called, it's on page 31, and it's called Mrs. Page's House. The inside of Mrs. Page's house looked like in Hollywood movie. Impressions of paintings with their swirling pastel colors hung in her entryway. A vase taller than me decorated the hallways. The hardwood floors glistened. A huge oriental rug covered the dining room floor. After some brief chit-chat about the unseeable weather, Grandma Bertha, which really made the biggest difference in my life, as far as I'm concerned, was left to her chores. But first, there was the question of what to do with me. I always followed my grandmother around. Grandma picked me up like I was a doll baby and set me down on a countertop. And then she said, now child, because I used to talk a whole lot, she said, still do, be still and let God talk to you. Grandma Bertha slipped a flower print apron over her dress. Next, she poured ammonia into a bucket of hot water. Then she got down on her knees to scrub Mrs. Page's hardwood floors. I can still hear her grunting and groaning as she struggled to extricate the sticky stuff from the wood grain. Grandma Bertha was a big woman, healthy woman. and sometimes she would moan in pain as her back strained from the struggle. She dared not get up. Each stroke of the scrub brush represented food and clothing for us. It hurt me to see my grandmother on her hands and knees like that, struggling to clean Mrs. Page's home before her dinner guests would arrive. But what could I do? I was only a little girl. I tried to clear up my mind and remember the words she had spoken as we came up the hill. Ownership is the key, Denise. Baby, if you own your own business, you don't ever have to get up to see that man in the morning. That man, the white man, if you don't want to. Hey, Grandma, what do you mean? What do you mean that you need to own? I asked. Grandma looked up at her labors and placed a finger against her lips, saying, shh, she said. If you keep talking, God can't talk to you. After an hour of scrubbing, vacuuming, and just scrubbing, it was break time. Grandma winced in pain as she stumbled towards me. It was her knees. She was an older woman, and arthritis was setting in. She reached into her purse and pulled out a roll of her favorite candy. Actually, it wasn't candy at all. Grandma loved Rolaids, and so did I. I clapped my hands as she would unroll the package and slipped one into my mouth. Why did she prefer Rolaids to Lifesavers or Mints? I never found that out. After her 5-minute rest was finished, she was on her knees. I was bored silly. There was nothing to do but sit there and stare. Finally, the dusting, vacuuming, and scrubbing were done. The whole place smelled like a hospital. Deep mess. Mrs. Page appeared in the doorway just as Grandma Bertha was sponging the last chocolate stains off the wall. She took a cursory glance around the place. She knew the quality of my Grandma Bertha's work. Satisfied, she said, Bertha, come over here. She slipped 2 envelopes into her hand. I knew the first one contained her pay. What was in the second envelope? But I had been raised not to ask questions, so I didn't ask. Besides, I was only too happy to be leaving to wonder about the envelopes out loud. Grandma Bertha seemed to walk slower as we descended the big hill that led to the first of the 2 buses we took back to the house. She limped a little bit and smiled to cover up the pain in her back. I was glad when the first bus came right away and we could get a seat. Grandma sat there rocking back and forth, and if you ever notice when I'm at church, I rock. Singing hymns and quoting psalms about how God helps the poor. I placed my head on her shoulder and grabbed one of her swollen hands with both of mine. Grandma shared a dream with me. Denise, one day I want to own one of those big double-wide trailers. She said, child, you can live real good in one of those trailers. You can move anywhere you want to in the great big country. I also dreamed. I dreamed of having the money one day, such a thing for my grandmother. I dreamed of having enough money so that Grandma wouldn't have to get on her knees to work. If only I could figure out a way to get that kind of money. Niecy, don't wait around for no one to take care of you. Learn how to make your own way. Grandma Bertha said as I sat listening to her sing quotes and scriptures, her words came back to me once again. Denise, when times are good, you work. When times are bad, you work. When times are okay, you work. She said, baby, your troubles will begin the day you stop working. And I've never stopped since I was 14. So I just know that that was really, for me, a real reason why you see me working all the time as a servant in church, as a servant in selling real estate. It's a servant. It's what God wants me to do. So I just thank you all just for your time, and I just God bless you all for being here. And I really have to say one very important thank you, and that is to Reverend Harry Lewis Williams, because if it wasn't for him being my biggest fan in all those years that he worked with me day in, interviewing people that knew me, day in and day out, saying it's going to be good, it's going to be a movie one day. I want to say thank you, Reverend Harry, for all your support and your love. I can't thank you enough. Thank you all. I can't say thank you enough. God bless you.
For another hand, ladies and gentlemen. So you see, she's come a long way from 1981 being a clerk in a bank.
Thank you.
When I started to tell her, make your own money. You didn't make your own money. So thank you for that, Denise. I hope you all get a book. I hope you enjoy the book. And I think that I see a second book coming on the horizon. I think Denise is starting to think about writing her second book, Reverend Harry. Okay, you got her back? Okay, I got her back too. Okay, thank you all. Enjoy your afternoon.
That's good. You started out early. That's why it's
The thing of it is, it was at an event. There was just family and friends. She signed it to you. So it's not like you know who I know. I'm really not.
Just trying to see the little skills I might have had. And this is just video. So I'm just trying to get like, you know, some of that stuff. Not just go in like here or no, don't worry. Yes, yeah. So just getting,
So
you
it's
know.
a video right now.
Yes, it is. And I'll just change all the music, you know, take us out of it talking. Oh yeah. That's just behind the scenes stuff, you know.
That's the best stuff though.
It's your and they get to move it.
See, because you get caught up, you enjoy the moment.
We're going to let the air, you know, they're going to have you speaking at events.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wait until she finishes.
Sure. Okay. Just something quick. No.
How are you? I know. You better buy a book. Look, yeah, that's right. You better buy a book. What team?
When he went out the country to play.
Italy? Oh. So what we're going to do is take you back your Zion and get you to take a photograph real quick, cut your tape, and then I can serve everybody. And then you can come back and finish your book.
And she can get rid of that big old knife.
I know. I'm stabbing.
Ay.
That's right. And then just remember the tag when you walk through the night. Okay.
Okay, I just got to take a picture.
What are you telling?
Oh, I know, right? She does that pretty fast.
She's writing a book
I was
here.
thinking the same
letter. She's starting another book.
I know. They always get mad at me when I got so much to say.
That's okay.
I love you so much.
Just say it.
I appreciate you supporting me. I appreciate you.
I would not do that. You've always been so supportive of everybody else. Every time. Be bold. Keep being bold.
They're going to take a picture.
Oh, we had a good time.
Oh, I know. We have to make the next one time, but I know it's very good. Oh, throw my tummy in. Nice.
Don't let Teddy take that. Yeah.
Get up in front of your picture. We love it all.
Oh, your theory.
Oh, that is beautiful. Don't cut it.
We shouldn't cut it. Does everybody agree?
No, we get ready. Oh, that's too pretty to eat.
Do you want that light behind her? Or? No, it's okay.
Sorry, Christian. I didn't mean to hit you in the head.
No, you know what?
Make sure I got my tummy in.
I don't know where you think it's going.